Chosen one, pause for a moment and listen with your spirit, not your ears. You did not arrive here by accident. Heaven has aligned this moment with divine precision because something supernatural is about to be released over your life. You are standing at the edge of a financial breakthrough, a holy wealth transfer ordained before time. The Lord is lifting your head, just as Psalm 3:3 declares, and preparing you for what only the anointed can carry. Chosen one, this is a prophetic appointment. Open your heart now, because what God is about to place upon you will change everything. Chosen one, listen closely, because what I am about to say is not ordinary. It carries a weight, a stirring, a vibration that your spirit has already begun to feel. Something divine is happening around you, and heaven is drawing your attention to a place many overlook: your crown, your hair, the very top of your being. But in the realm of the spirit, nothing about you is ordinary. Nothing about you is random, and today the Lord is touching the place where identity, covering, and destiny meet. Chosen one, your crown has been through more than you've ever spoken out loud. It has endured seasons with you, just like your heart has. I know, because I've lived through those seasons too. There were days when I woke up feeling the weight of everything pressing against my mind. Days when I looked into the mirror and saw exhaustion, not just on my face, but resting on my head, like a heaviness that didn't belong to me. You know that feeling. The world doesn't talk about it, but heaven does. Your hair has been present through battles the world never saw, the silent nights, the anxious mornings, the moments you held yourself together with invisible strength. It stayed with you when you felt pulled apart, when you felt forgotten, when you felt like everything was slipping through your fingers. It fell when stress overtook your body. It dulled when grief dimmed your light. It tightened when life tightened around you, and yet chosen one, it remained. It bore witness, it carried memory, it absorbed the storms that raged inside you while you kept showing up for everyone else. When I say heaven is touching your head today, I'm not speaking in metaphor. I'm speaking from experience. I remember a moment in my own life when I felt spiritually dry and mentally worn. I was sitting in silence trying to pray, and it felt like even my thoughts were tangled. But then something gentle happened. A warmth settled over the top of my head, a peace so subtle yet so undeniable. It felt like invisible hands were smoothing the chaos out of my mind. I didn't know then that God was restoring me from the crown downward. But now I know. And I recognize that same restoration happening for you. Chosen one, heaven is realigning your crown because it is preparing your life for divine elevation. This is not random beauty care. This is not self-help. This is restoration ordained with intentionality. God is straightening what was tangled. He is watering what felt dry. He is reviving what felt tired. He is touching not just your appearance, but your spiritual temperature, your energetic field, your inner compass. Many people overlook the sacred symbolism of the crown, but you, anointed one, are not like everyone else. You carry purpose, you carry calling, and because of that, your crown carries weight. Look at Samson. His strength wasn't just in his muscles, it was in his consecration. His hair represented a covenant, and so does yours. Your crown is a visible reminder of an invisible agreement between you and heaven, a reminder that what rests upon your head is not shame, but glory. Chosen one, hear this: every strand that fell in seasons past, heaven counted. Not one was wasted. Every thinning, every breakage, every moment you felt embarrassed or frustrated by what was happening atop your head, none of it disqualified you. It all prepared you, and now something divine is reversing. The sorrow absorbed into your crown is being lifted. The stress that once tightened your scalp is being unwound. The fatigue that once drained your glow is being replaced with supernatural vitality. Heaven is pouring invisible oil over you, restorative, fragrant living oil. This is a sacred exchange. Pain for peace, sorrow for praise, anxiety for alignment, brokenness for beauty. Chosen one. This is not about vanity. This is about identity. This is about the spiritual mantle God placed on your life long before you understood its weight. You are fearfully and wonderfully made, and your crown is part of that wonder. You were crowned with glory, even in seasons you felt unworthy. And the Lord has not forgotten what He placed upon you. Lift your head today, not by force, by revelation, because heaven is touching your crown with purpose, because something divine is happening to your hair, because your transformation has already begun. Chosen one. Now that heaven has begun touching your crown, I need you to understand the depth of what is unfolding. This is not just renewal, this is divine intervention. And when God intervenes, nothing stays the same. Your crown is becoming a living testimony, a sign to all creation that heaven has entered your story in a fresh, supernatural way. Chosen one. The Lord is sanctifying what the world called ordinary. Your crown may look like hair to others, but in the spirit, it is a symbol, a holy place, a prophetic marker. Some of the deepest transformations begin quietly, invisibly, internally. Before they show up in your life, they show up in your crown. Before they shift in your environment, they shift in your mind. Before they overflow in finances, influence, or purpose, they begin where heaven first touches you at the top. And make no mistake, you are being touched right now. Let me tell you something I learned in my own walk. When God begins restoring your crown, it means He is restoring your alignment. I remember a season when everything around me seemed out of place. Opportunities didn't feel right. Conversations felt heavy. Even my reflection felt disconnected from who I knew I was becoming. Then, one day while I was praying, I felt that same familiar warmth on my head, that quiet reassurance that something unseen was shifting. Shortly afterward, my clarity returned. My decisions sharpened, my emotions balanced, my energy stabilized. It was as if God had untangled something in my spirit, and the rest of my life began to follow. Chosen one, that is what is happening for you. Heaven is restoring you from the crown downward. When your crown is touched, your alignment returns, your vision clears, your thoughts purify, your confidence rises. The noise that once filled your mind begins to fall silent. You start hearing God more clearly, sensing His nudges more naturally, and recognizing His direction more quickly. Your crown is not cosmetic, it is spiritual. And because of that, the enemy has tried to attack it. Stress, exhaustion, shame, comparison, emotional strain, spiritual warfare, even physical afflictions. These were not coincidences, they were targeted attacks against the part of you that carries divine authority. But what heaven is doing now is undoing every attack, strand by strand, root by root. Chosen. One, heaven is coating your hair in light, not sunlight, not artificial light, but the light of the one who said, "I am the light of the world." That means every part of you that once absorbed sorrow is now reflecting glory. Even if no one else can see it yet, heaven sees it. Heaven has announced it. Heaven has declared it. And the supernatural change has already begun. Some of you have felt the shift physically. Your scalp feels lighter. Your mind feels calmer. Your sleep feels deeper. Your thoughts feel clearer. Some of you don't feel it yet, but your spirit knows. You feel something awakening, something unfolding, something breathing again. That is the Holy Spirit working as the stylist of your soul. Chosen one. Your crown is drinking from heavenly wells. Your strands are being fortified by spiritual nourishment. Your scalp is receiving a balm not crafted by human hands. This isn't imagination, this is impartation. This is divine repair. Heaven is restoring what stress tried to steal and what sorrow tried to break. And hear me, this renewal is not shallow. It is not external. It is not merely about how your hair looks. It is about what your crown represents: identity, authority, covering, calling. Heaven is lifting shame off your head. Heaviness is dissolving. Old lies are falling away like loose strands. You are entering a new phase one, where your crown begins to flow like living water, where grace moves through your life with ease, where the pressure that once tightened your spirit begins to release. You are not just growing hair, you are growing wholeness. You are growing identity. You are growing confidence rooted in heaven's truth. And chosen one, your crown is starting to shine, not for vanity, not for attention, but for testimony. You survived, you endured, you kept walking when life tried to break you, and now your crown is rising to declare what your spirit already knows: God is not done with you. He is just getting started. Chosen one, as this divine work continues, I want you to pay close attention to something. The change happening to your crown is not simply a sign of healing, it is a sign of resurrection. Something in you that felt silent, dormant, or forgotten is coming alive again. Heaven is not only restoring what was damaged, heaven is revealing what was always destined. When you look at your life, chosen one, you may not have always seen glory. You may have seen disappointment, delay, or discouragement. You may have seen seasons where everything seemed to fall apart. And if you're honest, some of those seasons showed up in your own reflection. Your crown reflected stress. Your eyes reflected exhaustion. Your spirit carried a heaviness no one else recognized. But hear me. Heaven recognized it. Heaven counted it. Heaven responded to it. I can tell you from my own journey, the deepest transformations rarely begin where we expect. They begin in the unseen spaces, the hidden places, the quiet corners of the soul, and sometimes they begin with the crown. I remember standing in front of a mirror one morning, feeling worn from the battles I'd been fighting. I wasn't praying. I wasn't expecting anything spiritual. I was just trying to breathe. And yet, that was the moment heaven whispered to me, I am restoring you from the top. It wasn't poetic. It wasn't dramatic. It was gentle, but undeniable. A peace settled over my head like a soft mantle. It felt like God was smoothing out the pain I couldn't speak about. And suddenly everything made sense. Heaven often begins where the world doesn't look, and your crown is one of heaven's favorite places to start. Chosen. 1. Your crown is more than strands of hair. It is a symbolic gateway. It is where the mind meets the spirit, where thoughts meet revelation, where identity meets assignment. Many overlook this sacred place because they don't understand its spiritual significance. But you, anointed one, are different. You don't hear messages, you receive them. They don't pass your ears, they touch your spirit. And heaven is touching your crown for a reason. Your crown carries memories of every season, the joyful ones and the painful ones. It remembers the nights you cried quietly. It remembers the burdens you carried silently. It remembers the stress that tightened your thoughts and the hope that kept you standing. Your hair has lived through seasons right alongside your soul. But now the Lord is rewriting those memories. Where there was tension, He is bringing release. Where there was shame, He is bringing honor. Where there was heaviness, He is bringing glory. The divine exchange is not symbolic, it is spiritual law. When heaven touches something, it cannot remain the same. Chosen one. What once felt tangled is being straightened, not just physically but spiritually. God is bringing order to chaos. He is restoring clarity where confusion tried to dominate. He is reviving the breath within you, the spark within you, the identity within you that life tried to bury. This is why you may have felt different lately, more aware, more sensitive to the spirit, more alert to changes, more conscious of your thoughts. Your crown is awakening, and with it, your spiritual radar. You are beginning to discern what aligns with your spirit and what drains it. You are beginning to sense what carries peace and what carries disturbance. This is not random. This is refinement. Chosen one, your crown is becoming a symbol of the new chapter God is writing over you. This chapter is not marked by survival, it is marked by rebirth. You are stepping into a season where everything about you begins to mirror the resurrection happening inside your soul. Your crown is reflecting the light that has returned to your spirit. And even if you don't see the full change yet, heaven sees it. Heaven has already documented it. Heaven has already stamped it with approval. Chosen one, hear this with your whole being. Your crown is not just being restored, it is being reappointed. It is being set apart for purpose, assigned for influence, prepared for elevation. Your hair is becoming a testimony, a symbol, a prophetic sign of what God is doing in you, through you, and for you. This is not the end of your transformation, it is the beginning. Chosen one, as heaven continues to work through your crown, something profound is unfolding, something that touches not just your appearance, but your destiny. Your crown is shifting because your identity is shifting. Your hair is responding to a move of God that began long before you even realized change was coming. This is not surface-level restoration. This is deep internal resurrection. Chosen one, listen to me. When God begins transforming your crown, He is signaling something. A new season is not approaching, it has begun. Your reflection is changing because your spirit is changing. Your crown is being renewed because your purpose is being awakened. That heaviness that sat on you for so long is being lifted, strand by strand, thought by thought, layer by layer. And I know you've felt it. Maybe you've had moments lately where you suddenly breathed easier, moments where your thoughts felt lighter, moments where your inner voice whispered, something is shifting. Those moments weren't random, they were prophetic indicators. Heaven has started moving the pieces of your life into alignment. I've lived through this myself, chosen one. I know what it feels like when the shift begins. Years ago, I went through a season where everything in my life felt tight, like I couldn't catch a break spiritually or emotionally. My mind felt overloaded, my emotions were drained, and even my crown felt heavy. But then something changed. It started with peace. A quiet peace that settled over my head as if God Himself placed His hand there. From that moment, my life began to open again. Decisions became clear. Opportunities returned, my spirit reawakened. That same peace is touching your crown now. Chosen one, sometimes God restores your crown before He restores your circumstances. Sometimes He heals the top before He heals the surroundings. Because your crown is where vision is formed. It's where clarity rests. It's where divine instruction lands. So before He expands your territory, He first strengthens your headspace, your spiritual atmosphere, your internal foundation. This is why your crown is glowing differently. This is why you feel more grounded, yet more expectant. Heaven is preparing you for something you once prayed for, but thought you weren't ready to receive. But now your spirit is ready. Now your mind is aligning. Now your crown is rising. Chosen one. God is trimming away what no longer serves your purpose. the split ends of old pain, the knots of generational patterns, the dryness of emotional fatigue, the remnants of seasons you've outgrown. These cuts aren't losses, they're liberation. God is removing what would weigh you down in the next chapter. You are being groomed for spiritual elevation. And hear me clearly, this elevation is not just internal. It will show up in your life. It will show up in your finances. It will show up in your relationships. It will show up in your decisions. It will show up in your opportunities. But first, it shows up in your crown. Heaven always starts at the top. Chosen one, you're beginning to sense things differently. What once triggered you now passes through you. What once overwhelmed you now feels smaller. What once distracted you now loses its power. Do you know why? Because your crown is aligning with heaven. And when your crown aligns, your spirit becomes steady. Your discernment sharpens. Your peace becomes immovable. Your hair is not just growing, your authority is growing. Your confidence is growing. Your spiritual intuition is growing. You are no longer walking as someone surviving, you are rising as someone chosen. Heaven is touching every root with purpose. Your crown is responding to light, responding to grace, responding to divine breath. The shift is real and it is accelerating. This is why people may start noticing something different about you. They may not know what changed, but they'll feel it. They'll sense the calm you carry. They'll notice the glow around you. They'll feel the atmosphere shift when you walk into a room. That is the evidence of God's hand resting on your crown. Your transformation is becoming visible. Chosen one, the Lord has begun a holy renovation within you. Do not fear the shifts. Do not cling to old ways. Do not doubt what you're sensing. Heaven is not just healing you. Heaven is preparing you. Your crown is becoming the announcement of a new chapter, and this is only the beginning. Chosen one, as this awakening continues to rise within you, I need you to understand something sacred and profound. Your crown is not just being restored, it is being transformed into a spiritual gateway, a place where heaven meets earth, a place where divine instruction flows, a place where identity and destiny merge. Chosen one. Your life has entered a chapter where God is not only healing what was broken, but revealing what was hidden. This is why your crown feels different. This is why your spirit feels more alert. This is why your dreams, thoughts, and intuition have been shifting. Heaven is activating gifts inside you, gifts that were dormant, gifts you didn't know how to access, gifts that waited for divine timing, and that timing is now. Your crown anointed one is becoming a receiver, a vessel that catches revelation, direction, and spiritual downloads. You're not imagining the clarity that's been emerging lately. You're not imagining the sudden insights, the sudden discernment, the sudden knowing in moments that used to confuse you. This is the Holy Spirit moving through your crown, whispering truth where fear once lived. I remember when this happened to me. There was a season where confusion felt like a fog around my mind. I prayed, but the answers felt distant. I listened, but everything inside me felt tangled. It wasn't until God began restoring my crown quietly, gently, that clarity returned. Decisions that once overwhelmed me suddenly became obvious. Paths that looked complicated suddenly straightened. And I felt it. That same peace resting on my head like a mantle. It was heaven opening something in me. Chosen one, that same opening is happening for you. Your crown is awakening because your spiritual authority is awakening. And with this awakening comes something powerful, discernment. Discernment that protects you. Discernment that guides you. Discernment that reveals the true intentions of people, opportunities, and environments. This isn't paranoia, this is perception sharpened by heaven. Chosen one. You will begin to feel when something is right and when something is wrong, even before you have the explanation. You will know when to step forward and when to step back. This is heaven guarding your path with wisdom. But it's not only discernment that is rising. There is a shift in your emotional landscape too. You may notice a new calm settling inside you, even when life tries to shake you. That isn't detachment. That is spiritual grounding. That is your crown anchoring you in divine peace. You are no longer reacting from wounds, you are responding from wisdom and chosen one. This shift will confuse people who only knew the old version of you. They were familiar with the you who second-guessed yourself, the you who felt responsible for everyone's emotions, the you who carried burdens alone. But now you are rising as the you God always saw, steady, grounded, spiritually awakened, crowned with purpose. Your relationships may begin to shift. Some people may drift, others may cling, but this is not loss, this is alignment. When God restores your crown, He aligns your connections. Only those who can walk with the new version of you will stay. And that's not rejection, that's refinement. Chosen one, let this truth settle deeply in your spirit. Not every hand deserves to touch your crown. Not every voice deserves access to your mind. Not every presence deserves space in your atmosphere. Your crown is holy ground now. Heaven is protective over you. Heaven is filtering your circle. Heaven is removing distractions you were too kind to release. Heaven is closing doors your heart hesitated to shut. You are stepping into a level of purpose where only alignment can survive. And as your crown rises, your creativity will rise too. Ideas will begin flowing effortlessly, ideas you abandoned before ideas you doubted, ideas you felt unworthy to pursue. But now they return with clarity, with direction, with spiritual breath behind them. Your crown is not just being healed, it is being inspired. This is why you may find yourself dreaming again, planning again, imagining again. This is why your spirit is stirring with possibilities. Your crown is becoming a conduit through which heaven speaks life into your purpose. Chosen one, you are not just being restored, you are being revealed. The true you, the called you, the wise you, the unshakable you is emerging. And your crown is announcing that emergence to heaven and earth. What is rising in you is not temporary, it is transformation, it is truth, it is destiny awakening. And chosen one, heaven is only getting started. Chosen one, as this divine restoration continues moving through your life. Something sacred is beginning to rise beneath the surface, something deeper than healing, something more profound than comfort. You are stepping into a shift that touches not only your crown, but every layer of your identity. Heaven is not simply repairing you, heaven is reintroducing you to yourself. The version of you that trauma buried, the version that fear silenced, the version that the world could not see, that version is now awakening. In this sacred unfolding, your crown becomes more than a symbol. It becomes a doorway into clarity, into confidence, into divine remembrance. This is why you may feel a new awareness stirring within you, a sensation that your spirit is stretching into spaces it once avoided. You may notice moments where your thoughts feel lighter, your emotions more stable, your decisions more intuitive. This is not coincidence. This is alignment. Chosen one. What God is doing within you is not random or fragile. It is intentional and deeply fortified. You are being repositioned internally so that everything externally can finally fall into place. The healing of your crown represents the healing of your root, the root of your identity, your worth, your purpose. For too long you carried layers of pain that convinced you to shrink yourself. Layers that taught you to survive instead of rise. Layers that trained you to endure instead of evolve. But now heaven is peeling those layers away, not to expose you, but to reveal you. You are not being uncovered to be wounded. You are being uncovered to be recognized. The Lord is bringing forth the you that existed before disappointment reshaped your heart. The you who believed in possibility. The you who carried vision without apology. The you who walked with spiritual authority, even if you didn't have language for it yet. That version of you is stepping forward now, gently but undeniably. And as this version rises, old habits begin to fall away. Patterns of overthinking weaken. Cycles of fear lose their power. Emotional triggers fade into silence. You begin to respond to life with a calm that surprises even you. You no longer feel the need to justify yourself, defend your worth, or explain your spirit. There is a new steadiness forming, one that cannot be shaken by noise, chaos, or external pressure. For the first time in a long time, you are moving in alignment instead of resistance. And this alignment is beginning to reshape every corner of your life. Situations that once felt overwhelming are now met with clarity. Relationships that once drained you are now revealing their true intention. Opportunities that once felt distant are beginning to approach you, drawn by the glow of your restored identity. You are entering a season where what belongs to you will feel magnetized to your presence. Not because you chase it, but because you have become the version of yourself who can receive it. Chosen one. Heaven is reminding you that your crown carries prophetic weight. This is why every attack on your mind felt personal. This is why every season of confusion felt heavier than it should. The enemy was not after your appearance. He was after your alignment. Your crown is the receiver of divine instruction, the place where God whispers guidance, vision, discernment, and purpose. A clouded crown means a clouded life, but a restored crown means restored sight. This is why you may now sense moments of spontaneous clarity, as though your thoughts suddenly click into place. You may receive sudden ideas, insights, or solutions that feel too precise to be random. You may find yourself understanding things, not with logic, but with knowing. This is spiritual intelligence being reawakened within you, a deeper awareness that comes from the Holy Spirit resting upon your crown. There was a time in my own journey when I felt mentally foggy, spiritually disconnected, and emotionally drained for reasons I couldn't explain. It felt like walking through a haze that stole my clarity and blurred my purpose. But when God began restoring my crown, it was as though someone wiped the fog from my mind. Ideas that once felt distant arrived with ease. Discernment that had been buried came back alive. I understood then that when heaven touches your crown, the entire landscape of your inner world changes. Chosen one, that is what is happening to you now. Your crown is not simply being healed, it is being consecrated, set apart, marked for divine assignment. And with this consecration comes protection, not just protection from harm, but protection from misdirection, from distractions, from spiritual interference. The oil resting on your head now acts as a barrier. What once reached you easily will no longer have access. What once entered your mind quickly will now slide off without attachment. Your spirit is becoming guarded in the most holy way. This guardedness is not isolation, it is preservation. When God elevates a chosen one, he first protects their crown. He shields their mental space, their emotional atmosphere, and their spiritual boundaries. He removes noise, unnecessary voices, and draining connections. He separates you from circles that cannot hold your calling. Not because you are better, but because you are becoming. And becoming requires space. Becoming requires silence. Becoming requires separation. Becoming requires alignment with those who carry the same frequency of faith, vision, and intention. Chosen one. You are stepping into a new realm of identity, and this identity carries both softness and strength. Softness that allows peace to rest upon you, strength that allows nothing to pull you away from your path. You will begin to notice that even small moments feel different, brushing your hair, looking in the mirror, touching your scalp. These moments will begin to feel sacred, as though they remind you of the covenant God has placed on your life. Your crown is becoming a daily reminder that you are chosen not by circumstance, not by chance, but by divine design. And with this revelation comes a new kind of confidence, not loud, not boastful, not aggressive, but steady, grounded, bold in its quietness. A confidence born from the understanding that you are protected, covered, and guided. A confidence that comes from knowing heaven is moving on your behalf, even when you cannot see it. Chosen one. Your crown is alive. It is awakening. It is rising. And now, so are you. Chosen one. As you continue walking beneath this divine covering, something extraordinary is happening inside you. Something quiet, something profound, something that cannot be measured by mirrors or explained by human logic. Your crown is entering its next phase of awakening. What started as healing has now become revelation, and what began as restoration is now unfolding as identity. Your crown is no longer recovering from what broke you. It is rising into what was always written for you. In this sacred moment, the Lord is revealing that your crown is not merely hair appearance or something physical. It is a spiritual gateway, a symbolic place where heaven meets earth, a point of alignment where revelation descends, clarity emerges, and purpose takes root. The changes happening within you are not cosmetic, they are covenantal. They are signaling the return of the person God always saw, long before life diluted your brilliance, long before sorrow quieted your voice, long before fear dimmed your confidence. Chosen one, a veil is lifting, and beneath that veil is the version of you that has waited patiently for this moment of unveiling. This version is not timid, it is not wounded, it is not shaped by survival, it is shaped by destiny, it is formed from endurance, it is sculpted by divine hands that refuse to let your story remain unfinished. You are not becoming someone new, you are remembering someone eternal, the one God spoke into existence, the one heaven invested in, the one darkness tried and failed to bury. As this remembrance unfolds, something else is happening around you. The way you perceive life is shifting. Situations that once ignited anxiety now fall silent before you. People who once drained your spirit no longer have access to your energy. The circumstances that once pulled you off balance now find you steady, grounded, unshakable. This is not detachment, it is an evolved form of discernment. Your spirit no longer reacts from wounds, it responds from wisdom. This kind of transformation does not scream. It hums. It vibrates beneath the surface. It shows up in how you breathe, how you think, how you walk. It is subtle but undeniable. It is the maturity of someone who has been touched by grace and now carries a peace that surpasses explanation. The Spirit God placed in you is awakening with a newfound strength, a strength that does not roar but reigns, a strength that does not push but holds, a strength that does not break but bends with divine resilience. This is the strength of a chosen one who has survived storms meant to destroy them. The strength of a soul that has been refined, purified, and elevated. And this strength is beginning to reveal itself to others. People around you may sense something is different even if they can't articulate it. They may feel drawn to your peace or intimidated by your presence. They may not understand why your eyes look clearer or why your aura feels lighter. They are sensing the glory that now rests upon your crown. They are noticing the divine covering that protects your mind, stabilizes your emotions, and guides your footsteps. Not everyone will interpret this shift correctly. Some will celebrate it. Others will distance themselves from it. Some will be inspired by your glow. Others will be unsettled by what they cannot name. This is normal, chosen one. Your elevation is a spiritual frequency that not everyone is calibrated to. You are rising into realms that require alignment, and not everyone is willing to rise with you. This is why relationships are shifting. Environments are changing. Old dynamics are dissolving. These are not losses, they are divine reorganizations. Heaven is pruning your life so that what grows next can grow freely. Every heart that leaves makes room for a heart that honors your calling. Every door that closes clears the path for one built specifically for you. Every separation protects what God is nourishing inside you. As your identity heals, something else heals alongside it, your creativity. Ideas return. Inspiration flows. Dreams begin to breathe again. You no longer force clarity. Clarity comes naturally. You no longer chase timing. Timing aligns with you. This is what happens when your crown is restored. Your internal compass recalibrates to heaven's rhythm. You stop surviving and begin creating. You stop resisting and begin flowing. You stop hiding and begin rising with intention. Inside this rising, a new kind of self-love begins to form. Not the surface-level love that comes and goes, but a deeper spiritual reverence. You treat yourself with gentleness because you finally understand the sacredness of your existence. You speak to yourself with kindness because your soul is tired of cruelty. You honor your emotions, your body, and your mind because you recognize their divine design. You carry yourself differently, not out of pride, but out of awareness. Awareness that heaven has crowned you and that this crown is eternal. With this crown comes clarity that darkness cannot cloud, confidence that insecurity cannot crumble, softness that chaos cannot steal. You begin to feel the presence of something holy resting upon you, a presence so steady that even when life becomes loud, it does not shake you. And slowly, without effort, your presence begins to speak before you do. In rooms where no one knows your story, your spirit announces your transformation. In spaces where no one understands your journey, your aura reveals your calling. You walk not as someone hoping to become, but as someone finally aligned with who they were always meant to be. Your crown has risen, chosen one. And now that the oil has touched your head, there is no returning to who you once were. This is not reinvention. This is revelation. You are stepping into the fullness of your inheritance. You are walking in the authority of your anointing. You are embodying the truth heaven whispered over you long before the world named you broken. Your time is not coming. Chosen one. As this divine transformation settles deeper into your being, a new and profound truth is beginning to unfold inside you. The blessing over your crown has not ended, it has only intensified. What began as a gentle touch from heaven has now become a steady, continuous flow of spiritual oil. This oil is not symbolic. It is active living and intentional moving through your mind, your emotions, your atmosphere, and even your physical body. Your crown is no longer simply recovering, it is entering into full spiritual activation. Chosen one. You must understand that when heaven marks your crown, it is not for a moment. It is for a mission, and God is not simply decorating your head, He is equipping it. He is clothing your mind in clarity. He is clothing your thoughts in discernment. He is clothing your spirit in peace. He is clothing your identity in confidence. This is why you may have felt a shift recently that you can't quite explain. A sense that something about you feels more grounded, more guided, more guarded. That feeling is the presence of God resting on your crown. Even now, heaven is rejoicing over you, not in a distant poetic sense, but with real delight, real affection, real intention. You are not being tolerated by heaven, you are being celebrated. There is a joy rising over your life that contradicts every sorrow you've ever survived. You may not realize it, but your crown is glowing in the spirit. It carries an oil that eyes cannot see, yet the atmosphere recognizes. It carries a fragrance that darkness cannot withstand. Wherever you go, your crown announces who you belong to, and chosen one you belong to, light not to fear, not to shame, not to the past. You belong to the one who numbers every strand of your hair with care, precision, and love. Your strands, whether long, short, curly, straight, thick, or thin, are now alive with heaven's energy. You can feel it when you breathe. You can sense it when you wake. You can notice it when you step into rooms that used to drain you, yet now you feel protected, strengthened, and spiritually insulated. This shift is not psychological, it is supernatural. In my own walk with God, I remember when this awakening began for me. I would go into environments that once overwhelmed me, noisy places, heavy atmospheres, emotionally crowded spaces. Yet suddenly, I felt untouched by them. It was as though something invisible surrounded my head, shielding me from what once consumed my peace. That was the moment I realized heaven had placed a covering on my crown, a holy barrier that protected my mind, my emotions, and my spirit. I didn't have to fight for peace anymore. Peace fought for me. Chosen one, that same covering is resting on you now. Your crown is being nourished from a well that does not run dry. Where your mind once felt fatigued, it is now receiving fresh energy. Where your thoughts once spiraled, they are now stabilizing. Where your emotions once felt tangled, they are now being aligned with truth. Something deep within you is calming, centering, and becoming unshakable. This is what happens when heaven rewrites your identity. Your reflection has started to shift, not because your features have changed, but because your spirit is shining through. There is a clarity in your eyes that wasn't there before, a steadiness in your expression, a grace in your presence. You may not see it fully yet, but others will notice. Some will feel comforted by your aura. Others will feel unsettled because your elevation challenges their stagnation. But remember this, chosen one, your crown is not responsible for how others respond to your growth. Your only responsibility is to protect what God has placed on you. Your crown is now holy ground. That means not every conversation deserves to reach your ears. Not every emotion deserves to settle in your spirit. Not every presence deserves access to your energy. The oil on your crown demands boundaries, and heaven will help you establish them. People who carry heaviness, fear, or negative intention will find that they can no longer speak into your mind the way they once did. Their words simply won't stick. Their influence simply won't penetrate. Their energy simply won't touch you. Your crown has become spiritually sealed. This sealing is not to isolate you, but to elevate you. You are entering a season where what rests on your head will direct what flows into your life. Opportunities will begin to align with your anointing. Doors will open that match your authority. People will appear who carry the same spiritual frequency. What once felt blocked will begin to move. What once felt impossible will begin to unfold. Your crown is not just glowing, it is guiding your path. Chosen one, you must recognize the significance of this moment. You are stepping into a version of yourself that carries weight in the spirit. You are carrying a radiance that darkness cannot challenge. You are carrying a joy that sorrow cannot steal. You are carrying an oil that will not fade. Every time you lift your eyes to the mirror, may you remember you are looking at a miracle in motion. Your crown is alive. Your purpose is active. Your identity is rising. And heaven is not finished. Heaven is multiplying the glory on your head, preparing you for what comes next. Chosen one. What God has written on your life cannot be erased. Your crown is rising, and so is everything connected to you. Chosen one, as this journey reaches its final movement, you must understand something essential. What is happening to your crown is not a moment, it is a mandate. This transformation is not fleeting, seasonal, or symbolic. It is eternal, structural, and prophetic. Something divine has settled upon your head, and now it is flowing into every aspect of your life. What began as restoration has become revelation. What began as healing has become holy identity. You are not just receiving a renewed crown, you are receiving a renewed path. Heaven is not simply touching your hair. Heaven is rewriting the atmosphere around your life. A shift this profound does not stay in one place. It spills into your decisions, your relationships, your finances, your calling, your creativity, and your sense of purpose. Your crown is becoming a transmitter of divine alignment, guiding you toward the future God crafted for you before you were ever born. Chosen one. Listen closely, your crown has become a signal in the spirit, a sign to heaven that you are ready, a sign to the enemy that you are protected, a sign to your destiny that it can begin. You may not realize it, but your entire posture is changing. You stand differently because you are different. The heaviness that once weighed your spirit is being replaced with a rising strength. The confusion that once clouded your vision is being replaced with supernatural clarity. Even the way you walk carries a new rhythm, the rhythm of someone who knows they are being led and lifted by God Himself. And as this transformation deepens, heaven begins to reveal the purpose behind it. You were always meant to carry something sacred, something rare, something weighty. Something that requires a crown capable of holding revelation, wisdom, and divine instruction. Your hair, your crown reflects this calling because God uses the physical to mirror the spiritual. You are not just stepping into healing, you are stepping into assignment. There is a reason your crown had to be restored before your next season began. A clouded crown cannot hold vision. A weary crown cannot carry destiny. A wounded crown cannot receive divine instruction. But now your crown is clear. Your mind is steady. Your spirit is open. Your identity is rising. Heaven can finally pour into you what was always meant for you. And chosen one, what is being poured into you now is not small. It is not ordinary. It is not common. You are receiving a supernatural grace, a grace that pulls you into alignment with opportunities that were previously out of reach. A grace that attracts provision, clarity, creativity, and influence. A grace that ushers you into your Kairos moment, the moment where divine timing and divine readiness finally meet. This is why you may feel a shift in your desires. Old dreams feel too small. Old fears feel irrelevant. Old doubts feel powerless. Something inside you is expanding because your spirit knows you are stepping into more. This expansion is not ego, it is destiny. It is heaven reminding you that you were not created to live beneath your calling or shrink beneath your potential. Chosen one. Your crown is awakening your memory, the memory of who you were before the world taught you to fear your own greatness. And this awakening is beginning to influence how you move. You will find yourself making decisions with unusual confidence. You will feel guided toward paths that once intimidated you. You will begin to sense when to speak, when to be silent, when to move, and when to wait. This is the Holy Spirit leading you gently, intentionally, purposefully through your crown, your intuition, your inner knowing. Even your relationship with your reflection will begin to shift. Looking in the mirror will no longer trigger old insecurities. Instead, you will see someone rising, someone radiant, someone marked, someone chosen. Your reflection will begin to remind you not of your past wounds, but of your present worth. You will see evidence of the divine hand moving through every strand, every thought, every breath. This is not vanity, it is validation. Validation that God did not forget you. Validation that you survived every season meant to break you. Validation that your story is unfolding exactly as heaven intended. Chosen one. Your crown is now a living testimony. A testimony that healing is real. A testimony that restoration is possible. A testimony that glory can grow from places that once carried grief. And because your crown is alive, it will not stay silent. Everywhere you go, your presence will speak. Before you say a word, the atmosphere will shift. Before you enter a room, favor will go before you. Before you share your vision, hearts will open to receive it. Your crown is not merely shining, it is signaling. Signaling that the glory of God is resting upon you. And with this glory comes responsibility. You must protect your crown. You must guard your peace. You must honor your process. You must remain aligned with the voice that restored you. There will be temptations to return to old patterns, old environments, old identities. But chosen one, you cannot fit into spaces your transformation has outgrown. You cannot shrink into versions of yourself that no longer match your anointing. You cannot bend to atmospheres that refuse to rise. Your calling requires altitude. Your anointing requires boundaries. Your crown requires reverence. And as you honor this, heaven will honor you. Doors will open. Paths will straighten. Provision will appear. Relationships will align. Your destiny will begin to accelerate. This is not optimism. This is spiritual reality. When God crowns a chosen one, everything connected to them begins to shift into divine order. Chosen one, your crown is not just rising, it is reigniting your entire life. Stand tall, walk boldly, move with reverence, move with gratitude, move with expectation, because what is coming next is not just beautiful, it is supernatural. And now as you step forward with your restored crown, know this, heaven is not finished. Heaven is only beginning. Chosen one, as this message reaches its final breath, let your spirit understand something deeply. Everything that has been spoken over your crown is now active. Not symbolic, not poetic, active, moving, breathing, working. Heaven has placed its hand upon your head, and nothing in your life will remain the same. This is the moment where restoration becomes reality, where revelation becomes movement, where identity becomes expression, where your crown becomes your calling. You are stepping into a divine rhythm, now a rhythm your spirit has been waiting for, a rhythm your soul recognizes. The atmosphere around you is shifting because the atmosphere within you has already transformed. You are no longer aligned with fear. You are aligned with purpose. You are no longer fueled by survival. You are fueled by destiny. You are no longer defined by loss. You are defined by light. Chosen one. What rests on your crown is not temporary. It is covenant. God did not touch your head just to comfort you. He touched your head to commission you. You are being sent into your next chapter, carrying glory, carrying peace, carrying authority, carrying clarity. And everywhere you go, this covering will speak for you, even when you choose silence. So move forward, gently but confidently. Move forward humbly but boldly. Move forward softly but with spiritual fire. Your new season has already begun. Your divine alignment is already underway. Your crown is already rising. And as you continue on this journey, remember this truth. What God restores, He does not retract. What God crowns, He does not uncrown. What God anoints, He does not abandon. Chosen one, lift your head, breathe deeply and step forward. Heaven has marked you. Heaven has covered you. Heaven has called you. And your crown, your sacred, rising, radiant crown, will testify of this truth everywhere you go. Chosen one, as this message comes to a close, let your spirit understand this truth. You are not leaving the same way you arrived. Heaven has touched your crown, and the divine work that began in you today will continue to unfold with power, purpose, and precision. You are standing in your Kairos moment, the appointed time where healing becomes wholeness, where restoration becomes revelation, where what was lost is transformed into supernatural gain. Anointed one, your crown is no longer marked by the weight of yesterday. It is carrying the fragrance of freedom, the glow of divine oil, and the unmistakable signature of God's hand upon your life. Walk from this moment with your head lifted, knowing you are covered, guided, and aligned with heaven's flow. What is moving toward you is not random. It is a divine transfer, a release from the throne room prepared specifically for you. May peace settle over your mind. May clarity rest upon your thoughts. May strength rise in your spirit. And may every step you take be a declaration that you are chosen, appointed, and deeply loved by God. If this word awakened something within you, feel free to affirm it in the comments with the words, "My crown rises." And if this sacred space resonates with your spirit, you are welcome to stay connected so you never miss what heaven continues to release here. Until we meet again, chosen one, stay blessed, stay covered, and remember your crown is not fading, it is rising.